It's freaking Magic Week, y'all. I love Magic Week. And I forgot to grab my hat, but normally I'd be sticking my hat on backwards and saying, let's freaking go because it's Magic Week. And you never know what's going to happen in Magic Week. So, what I wanted to talk about today, I was going to have a guest, but he got a call and had to go put out a fire. So, he's off the hook. But I want to talk about comfort zones today. So, Alita said something to me recently that has literally been just constantly rotating in my mind. I literally have been thinking about it in the morning. And she said, the life you want to live is on the other side of your comfort zone. The life you want to live is on the other side of your comfort zone. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I have my area in my business where I am super comfortable and confident. And then I have that area that I literally avoid as much as possible because it's the thing that makes me feel, uncomfortable. I don't feel as confident in that area. And for me, that area is getting on the phone with people. That area is going up to people that I wouldn't necessarily go up to, like people I don't know, random people in the grocery store, people that I meet, whenever I'm checking out somewhere, my server at a restaurant, right? Like that is a lot more out of my comfort zone than me sending a voice message to someone on Instagram or on Facebook because we have a little bit of a barrier there, right? It's more comfortable. I'm more comfortable there. I can send voice messages all day long and it does not phase me. But having to get like, I have always been the person when I walk into a grocery store and I see someone I know. I mean, I love them and I may like enjoy my time with them when I see them. But normally, if I'm in the grocery store, I run the opposite direction because I got too many things going on and I don't want to stop to talk. Right. But what if we never know what we're missing out on simply because we don't want to be uncomfortable for a minute. And so, something that I have tried to be better about, especially in this new season that I am in, which I'm going to share with y'all, is getting out of my comfort zone. And in the moments where in my mind, I mentally am like, I want to run, actually run towards it rather than running away from it. So, here's a really good example because I am literally forced into that season of discomfort right now. My husband got offered a new job. And this new job, my husband has worked for a company that basically provides medical gases to Vanderbilt University and several other companies. That's what he's done for the last 6 years. He got offered a job that is actually focused in the Barndo community that we love so much. Our dear friends offered him a job to join their company, and we get to travel all across the country and build barndominiums and steel buildings for families and companies. And when they offered him this job, the first thing my husband said is I don't feel qualified for this. Like, yes, we know the ins and outs of barndominiums. He's like, but I don't know how to actually build them with my hands, right? I don't know how to do this. But I loved what our friend Matt told him. He said, look, you already understand the concept of how this all works. He said, I'm going to show you step by step how to put it together. Right. And he said, so if you're willing to take that leap, he's like, I really think you're going to love this opportunity. He said, but here's the thing, it's going to involve you getting out of your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. Most people don't want to do this because it's uncomfortable, because it requires us to leave our home for weeks at a time and be in a completely different place in order to do this job, right? But here's what I love about this. While yes, it does take us away from home for a few weeks at a time, the place that I know, Lisa, mwah, I love you. Even though it does take us away from home a few weeks at a time, we get to be together as a family. We get to travel all across the country and see places that my children have never gotten to experience, that I haven't gotten to experience. We homeschool. Like, they're getting to learn things hands on that I can't teach them in a classroom, right? They're getting to experience things that are so out of the norm of what people get to experience because my husband was willing to get uncomfortable, learn something new, right? Take on a job that even though he didn't feel qualified in, he was willing to take that leap of faith and say, you know what, I'm willing to give it a shot because my kids are going to get to have an experience of a lifetime. We are going to get to have family time. And when he's home, he's home. He doesn't have to work. So, like, we go take on a couple weeks worth of a job, but then when we're home, we get to be together as a family for a couple weeks out of the month where he doesn't have to go and be away from us. And so we gave up comfort in order to experience, in order to actually have the things that we have longed for a very long time, right? I was trying to figure out the best way to word that. So it's the same thing. Our company is the same thing. If we are willing to get out of our comfort zone and open ourselves up to learning something new, having new conversations, meeting with people that we wouldn't normally meet with, telling that person that we meet at the store that we hit it off with, hey, you know what? I think you would be amazing at what I do. If we allow ourselves to have those conversations, what happens is we open up a whole new world of opportunity of things that we're going to start realizing this is actually what I have been wanting all along. I just had to be willing to do what most people aren't. Most people aren't willing to leave their home for weeks at a time and go stay in places that they've never been. But we knew that we're giving up a short term discomfort for a long term opportunity, goal. Like we're reaching goals that we have been longing for, right? So if we're willing to get uncomfortable, if we're willing to have those conversations, if we're willing to run towards people rather than run away from them whenever we're in the grocery store, we're opening up new opportunities to help us move the needle forward to get to where we are actually wanting to be. The cost of it is so worth it. Yes. But that's the thing though. I love what Matt said the other day when we were talking about this. He said that the thing is most people aren't willing to get uncomfortable to actually achieve their goals. Most people are not willing to get uncomfortable. Okay. So I really feel I've really been challenging my team to do the things like the places that they're already in, right? We're all in a crazy season. People are getting back to school, we're getting back into routine. I know for me, like, I feel like I'm starting from scratch because I'm in Virginia, right? And we are having to figure out our new system. We're having to figure out our new day to day routine. And I'm not going to lie, like, starting that new routine, especially in our business, I'm having to figure out how my Plexus business routine fits into my new routine, right, of being on the road. And that's been hard for me. And it's really easy when we step into something new and we're having a hard time figuring out how is this going to work? How is this going to play into the new season? It's really easy to not do anything. It's really easy to be like, well, that's very overwhelming. I'll think about that later. I'll put it off for later, right? That's when procrastination really tends to set in because we start feeling uncomfortable of how do we solve this, right? So we step back. So one thing that I have really been trying to be intentional on every single day is doing something to establish a new routine. And it's going to look different from how I used to do this business because I can't just go have a sip and see down the road tomorrow because I don't know anybody here, right? So what am I doing to create new opportunity? I've been taking samples with me when we've been going to the stores out here. If we're going into a restaurant, I am choosing daily to do something to help me create a new opportunity because I have goals. I have a vision of where I want my family to be by the end of this year. And I'm not allowing something new, something uncomfortable, something that I don't necessarily have a grasp on yet to keep me from hitting my goals. It's so easy when we get thrown like either a roadblock or something happens in our life. It's so easy to just step back and be like, well, life is too crazy right now. I'll figure it out later. How many times have we had setbacks in our business because something crazy in life has happened and we've just stepped back and been like, I can't even think about this right now. So, right? I've done it several times. I refuse to let that be. I'm choosing to look at this as this is just a new opportunity for me to get uncomfortable, to grow my business in a new way, to meet people that I wouldn't have otherwise met, to build relationships that I wouldn't have had, right? Because otherwise I wouldn't have met these people had I not been in this new opportunity. So I'm running towards it. I'm running towards the fire. I saw this image the other day and it said, I don't remember exactly what it said, but basically it was like someone running towards their goals and then a fire and then like keep reaching the goal, right? And it showed this example of most people stopping once they hit to the fire, but then it showed that the people who hit their goals, it showed them jumping over the fire. I want to be that person that jumps over the fire. I might feel it. It might be hot. But I chose to jump over the fire to hit the goal because at the end of the day, that discomfort is worth hitting my goal. Right? So what new where are you at in your life where you feel like it's so overwhelming right now and you feel like it's hard to even figure out how do I do my business in the midst of this crazy? I don't know if y'all have heard of this amazing sapphire, Allie Thomas. Have y'all heard of her? She's a freaking boss, y'all. Is that her last name, Thomas? Did I say that right? She's a boss. The girl is an anesthesiologist and in school to just further her education. She's literally working full time, doing school credit, like full time student, and running a sapphire business. Don't tell me we don't have time. She knows what she wants, and she's willing to create margin for each of those things in order to do them and do them well. I literally stop and I think when I feel like I don't have time in a day, I'm like, if that sister can do what she's doing, I can too. I don't have an excuse, right? Lisa, Lisa will tell me if you were at convention, you got to hear the Iron Cowboy talk about how he got hit by a freaking car, got back on his bike, and then kept going for several more. Not just that Iron Man, he did several more with a broken back. So now, if I say something and I'm frustrated, Lisa's like, did you get hit by a bike or by a car? Did you get back on your bike? But it's true. I mean, it's all about this. It is all about this. So that leads me to my next thing. Hang on, I got to swipe this for a second so I can read it. Disbelief disrupts our destiny. Disbelief disrupts our destiny. When we allow this, the bully inside of our head, to constantly tell us, there's no way you're going to hit that. There's no way, that's not possible. There's no way that work is going to pay off, right? It's normal to feel those things, but it's what we do in those moments. It's if whether or not we allow it to continue to tell us, or if we stop it and say, you know what? I can do this. I can do this. I am doing the things daily. It's going to happen. Our belief is everything. Everything. Our belief will kill our dreams far more, right? If we do not believe in where we are going, not only will it keep us from getting there, but it will also people can feel that. People can feel in your posts, in your conversations, she doesn't really believe she's going to hit that. She doesn't really believe she's going to make that. Right? Because it bleeds into our confidence. Make the best out of every season. And make sure that there are mornings when I wake up, I do not feel like getting into, I'm just not mentally there. So what is your routine to help you get back into the right mindset, right? For me, it's I have my quiet time and then I put on some kind of a podcast of someone like encouraging, talking about the business, helping me, listening to the Daily Keith, listening to the Energy Bus, listening to something that helps me get this right. But that's a choice. Like when we don't feel like doing the things and we're struggling, it's a choice to make that decision. And sometimes I don't have it in me to do it for myself. So then I got to press into the tools that are given to us to get into that mindset, right? I have to do that more often than not. So, y'all, I don't know about y'all. It is a crazy season, but I believe yeah, I love Keith's dailies. They are so amazing and they really help me get like into the day. September is going to be fire. Like I feel it. You know when you're just coming up to those months and you're just like I know next month is just going to be like massive. That's how I feel about September. September is going to be huge. And even if things don't necessarily look the way I want them to for August, I'm still doing the things daily to help plant the garden, plant the seeds for next month because that fruit is going to be fire next month, right? I feel it. I believe it. So, what are you doing? Even if it's quiet right now, what are you doing daily to help plant the seeds for September? What are you doing daily? And do you believe that just because it may be quiet, do you believe that good things are still coming? Do you believe that you are still able to hit those goals? Is your belief there? Because if it's not, I would highly encourage you to do whatever you have to do to help get this right. Because you can do the things all day long, but if this is not there, it's going to get you every time. So, something I tell myself daily, if I'm like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do today. I heard this and I have put this up because I love it so much for me. It says, do the next right thing in faith with excellence and for the glory of God. Do the next right thing in faith with excellence. I love that because I'm like, you know what? I don't always have it all worked out. I don't always have it all put together. But what is the next best thing that I can do to help move the needle forward? What's the next best thing? That was really hard to get out. What's the next best thing that I can do to help serve people well? Right? What's the next best thing that I can do to help my team hit their goals? Do the next best thing. Okay. All right, y'all. I hope y'all have an amazing magic week. I believe big things are coming. Be willing to get out of your comfort zone and ask really challenge yourself. What is keeping me in my comfort zone? And what can I do to get out of my comfort zone? Y'all have an amazing magic week. I'll talk to y'all later.